discussing about what's the cause of black failure in America today. Now, as a disclaimer, I want to put this out there that I don't mean to be insensitive. I don't mean to be rude, even if what I say may come across that way for some people. You know, some people are sensitive when people give an opinion they don't like. And I just want to give a little circumstance of where I'm coming from. I'm the kind of person that doesn't suffer from imagination. I suffer from reality. And I'm a person that's about probability, not possibility. Now, it could be possible a lot of these problems that the black community is dealing with is due to racism, but the probability for me is that it's very low. Okay. My mindset is that I am extreme ownership. Hey, I believe like most things, I have a 50% impact on what happens to me. Because at the end of the day, I can't choose what happens to me, but I can choose how I respond. But hey, I'm done with the little TDLDR. So I want to give a quote from Thomas Sowell is when you want to help people, you tell them the truth. When you want to help yourself, you tell them what they want to hear. And it seems like nowadays in our current political climate, a lot of black people want to hear, they want people to tell them what they want to hear. Confirmation bias, right? If you don't know what that is, you can look it up for yourself. But pretty much is that you want people to give an opinion that validates your view of the world. And I think that's what's going on with Black America today. Right. So here's another great quote from Thomas Sowell. And you're going to see I reference him a lot, but this is to set up the whole, intention of this video. Because I know some people in the comment section, they'll probably get mad saying that I'm trying to ignore that racism exists. I already said the countless of my videos that racism exists at a personal level. I concede that point. But structural, institution, systematic, no, I don't think that's a problem in America today. Here's another quote from the great Thomas Sowell. The liberal vision of blacks' fate as almost being wholly in the hands of whites is a debilitating message for these blacks who take it seriously. However convenient it may be for those who are receptive to an alibi. And this is the biggest, I think one of the biggest cause of black failure is that black people don't want to address issues and things that they actually have direct control over. Their education, their behavior, right? Skills that they gain and conceive. A lot of the things that black people complain about as racism is just pattern recognition. People recognize a pattern and they make assumptions based on that pattern because that's how evolutionary biology, that's how humans survive throughout time. If I saw a man get eaten by a tiger, my pattern recognition is going to come in and say, hey, let me not go buy those things because those things can eat me. That's not racism. I'm not being lionist. No, I'm looking at reality. And just because people point and observe something in reality does not make them racist. And I think that's a big problem that black people also face is that they want to excuse all their lack of achievement on this alibi being always because I'm black, always because of white privilege. This is why I'm not successful in life. And this is the general theme of all identity politics. That's why I did identity politics this Wednesday. Oh, and follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. But yeah, this is where I get the liberal savior complex. Is because they teach learned helplessness for black people. That black people can't do anything for themselves because of the color of their skin. And I reject that notion completely. But, I digress. So I got three stories here and I kind of just make my point. And then we get into the main event, which is what I'm pretty sure people came here for, is the Nesh D'Souza breaking down race in America. But let's get into it. You get my thoughts from my perspective first. So, two major real estate engines nix crime data in racial equity push. Now, this was in 2021. Racial equity push. Why would you, what assumptions are this news people are making when they say they are eliminating crime data out of racial equity? What that means? People tend to not to go to predominantly black neighborhoods. Is that racist? Or they notice that predominantly black neighborhoods have higher rates of crime, 5 times more than other ethnically segregated communities, right? In a Hispanic community, high crime rates, black community, high crime rates, but Asian and white communities who are the majority in that community will have lower crime rates. That's not due to racism, that's due to behavior. And that's the theme of the show is going to be behavior, behavior, behavior. Behavior determines your outcomes more than your race, right? I have a quote for you guys. You have power over your own mind, not outside events. Know this and you have strength. And this is the kind of theme that I want to point black community towards. that we can fix our own problems. Let's stop doing black on black crime. Let's make our communities the safest communities. But that's on us. Only we can fix that. And this is why liberals don't like to acknowledge black on black crime, because it kind of destroyed this narrative of, oh, racists are out here trying to lynch us. Even though statistically, as of 2023, white people are the least racist people in America. I digress. Realtor.com has removed crime data from its website, and Redfin has decided not to add it out of concern that it could perpetuate racial inequality. Observing reality is perpetuating racial inequality. This is what I'm talking about pattern recognition. People recognize a pattern and say, hey, black people commit a lot of crime. Black men commit a lot of crimes. I don't want to be in there. Crime rates hurts your property value. Even me, as a fellow black person, it's the same concept with me. What's going on here? It's the same concept with me. I have my kids. I don't want to go into a high crime rate area. Statistically, if you're well off, you don't live with other black people. Say that's the truth. Single motherhood helps facilitate these environments, because people who come from single mother households have a higher propensity to end up in prison. That's a fact. You can't deny it. You can't run away from that. The black community has 72% of its people born out of wedlock, born to single mothers. You don't think that plays a part into why black people have a high crime rate? That's behavior, not your race, because this can happen to any single mother. If the white community has 72% single motherhood, they'll have higher rates of crime as well. It's not a race thing. It's a behavior thing. And until the black community say, hey, let's stop making this decision that's incentivizing these this outcome, we're going to keep getting what we're getting. We're going to keep getting our house value lower, because this is what they like to talk about when they talk about racial inequality. Oh, look at our neighborhoods. They're worth less than white America's neighborhoods. Why is that? Well, you have a high crime rate. Ain't because it's a predominantly black area. No. It's because of the high crime rate, and people don't feel safe going in your neighborhood, especially if they're another race. Interracial crime, which is black on white crime, 85% of the time a black person is attacking a white person. Why would a white person want to move into your neighborhood? If you look at economics, black people make less money than other groups of people. Asian people make the most money out of all groups of people in America today. So in a predominantly black area, Asians and white people won't move there because, hey, statistically, they're more likely to experience interracial crime against them. Or how black people categorize it, hate crimes. 85% of the time by a black perpetrator. Oh, it's because you're racist. No, it's because of your behavior. Right? You may not control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. And white and Asians people are choosing how to respond. Hey, I don't want to move into a predominantly black neighborhood. And even successful black people don't want to move into a predominantly black neighborhood. Why? Because if you're rich, you got something going for yourself. You move into your house. You make. Ice Cube experienced this firsthand. Ice Cube tried to stay in the hood after he made his millions. Guess what happened to him? Guess how the black community treated him? They robbed him. They broke into his house. They stole his stuff. His house was constantly in danger. They forced him to move out of there because he realized it's easier for people to steal from you than to go out and do their own thing. And that's the truth. And that's the reality of the black community.